Yo, what's going on? I appreciate everybody for tuning in this late Thursday 10 p.m. show. So it's gonna be cussing and all of that. So if you're new to the channel, tune in. We're here. We talk finance and attorney reactions. And sometimes those attorney reactions are finance related because it's tied up in litigation. So we got to talk about our boy Kang the Conqueror, Jonathan Majors. Now, I tell you, early on when these allegations first came out, I kind of left it alone. I didn't say anything one way or another. Now, hey, so far, every time something that goes to trial and I talk about it, your boy like 3 for 3, okay? But with these types of cases, I got to get a little bit of facts before Judge DFD is ready to render a verdict. I think I'm ready to predict what's going to happen in this case. So we definitely going to talk about it. We're going to look at the video surveillance that was released during trial, which is about 4 minutes. And we're going to take a listen to the audio call, the full audio call. So we're going to look at some surveillance video, some police cam footage, and then we're going to listen to the full audio of the police call that Jonathan Majors made. And I'm just going to give my reactions and takes to it. Hey, I invite you to, if you're here, you're new. If you're old, you just watch it, and if you're old and just watching it, you never subscribe to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, the bell notification, all of that stuff helps the YouTube algorithm, and your boy would be greatly appreciative if you all decide to become a part of the community. I always got to give the disclaimer, I am a licensed attorney for a long time. See your boy getting gray, I'm letting my hair grow out because this may be the only few years I got hair left. But your boy been in the game a long time doing the law thing. But I am not your counsel. I am not your attorney. I'm not your legal representative. If you need legal or financial help, always seek a professional in your area. That's the easiest, best way to do it. Now, occasionally y'all gonna see me peer over here because I got a little struggle stream going on, and the cord to my mic is like terrible for some reason. I don't know. I blame it on my son. He probably used it when I was out, but I got to make sure that it's still hooked up. So you're gonna see me peer off. I'm just checking the audio to make sure everything is going on. So Jonathan Majors, we all know who he is, and if you don't know who he is weird. Why you clicked on this video? But let me give you the recap. Hey, actor out of nowhere. He was on a fast ascent to Hollywood stardom. Creed 2 was in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, had a TV show that was on, I think, HBO or Max or one of those type of things. But the guy was all over the place. He even had a commercial coming out for Army recruitment campaign, which makes no sense to me as a veteran. I don't want to see some pissant. I don't want to see some pissant celebrity talking about how great it is to join the military when he never been in the military. I'd rather you use a regular person. But he was plastered all over the place. Movies, on TV shows, all the little stupid shows with a bunch of women hosting in the morning. I mean, he was just all over the place. Like I said, he had that commercial for the military coming out that doesn't make any damn sense to this veteran. But it all came to an abrupt screeching halt when allegations of domestic abuse came out. Now, I remember specifically when those allegations came out, this is something that we always do in the Black community. When something happens, our first thought is, what was the race of the person? So the first question was like, oh man, Jonathan Majors got into it with his girlfriend. Well, who's his girlfriend? Well, his girlfriend, at the time we didn't know her name, but we're going to talk about Miss Jabbari. And Miss Jabbari is hilarious because I just think that name, Jabbari, is the blackest last name that a white person could have ever. Jabbari, that's a wild name, but we're going to talk all about it. Let's go ahead and cue up the video. Now, first, we're going to watch the surveillance footage, okay? It's about 4 minutes long. Occasionally, I'm going to have to pause it to do a little bit of commentary because there are some things that came out in trial that I actually read about and dove into that I got to give it was going through the video just so it can put some context to the video. So we're going to go to the video. Then after we watch the surveillance video that has a little bit of police footage, badge cam footage. Then we're gonna go listen to his 911 call. Then with periodic pauses, then I'm gonna clean it all up, let y'all know what's gonna happen in this case. I feel fairly confident. If I'm wrong, I will be shocked, but I feel like I'm fairly confident as to what'll happen in this case. But I saw a lot of videos that was like, this video proves that Jonathan Majors is innocent. That's what I said when I saw those videos. Like, stop the cap, okay? There's no video that's gonna prove this dude innocent unless they had a video in the car and she was just elbowing him off the top rope like it was WWE. But I saw a lot of videos out there, and video proves Jonathan Majors is innocent. And I looked at it, and let's just go ahead and talk about it. Let's pull it up before I dive in. I'm gonna make sure we got it on the huge picture on a huge screen so we can see it. I'm gonna put myself real small in the corner. Now, no audio to this. Shout out to TMZ because TMZ always get everything first. But you're gonna see two vehicles pull up, stop at the light. The vehicle on the left is the video clearly with Jonathan Majors and his at the time girlfriend, Miss Jabbari. That poor bastard in that car, in that car beside him. I know he like, what in the hell are these goof troops doing? Now the camera's going to zoom in so we can get a close picture of what's going on. But essentially, they get out of the vehicle. She's looked like she's trying to have a conversation, grab him, pull him back in the vehicle. He is going to grab her, put her in the vehicle, push her in the vehicle. But we're going to get a zoomed in view of this so we can see what's going on. See, look like right there, he's trying to push her back into the vehicle just from what we can see. Now he proceeds to walk away. Like, all right, no, I don't want to be bothered. We clearly tell that Jonathan Majors because he dressed like a 1965 civil rights activist. All right, now here's the yeah, I know he took off running, which is actually smart as hell. But here's the close-up view of it, and I'm gonna give y'all a breakdown of uh, I see good and bad in this video. I'm gonna break it down from a defense perspective, and I'm gonna break it down from a prosecutor's perspective. All right, now let's pause it right there, okay? Let's just define some legal terms. What the hell is an assault? How are we defining an assault? Assault is unlawful or harmful contact of another in a harmful or offensive manner. That's general the definition. Some states may vary, but that's generally what you would define as an assault. Now, I'm not sure how the prosecution carved out their case. If I'm the prosecutor and I saw this video first, the proper argument that the prosecution would make was that there were two assaults that occurred. One assault inside the vehicle, which we don't have any evidence of, visual evidence. I am going to talk about what the driver said in a few, but the prosecution argument should be the assault occurred inside the vehicle per Miss Jabbari's assertions. Okay, just allegations, but that's what she's saying. The second argument should have been this is a second assault right here, where this actually they could argue two charges. They could argue that this is a second assault. They can argue that this is also false imprisonment. When you restrict the person's movement, duration, time, that's something that's arguable. But if I had you shook in a corner and was like, you better not move, I'm gonna punch you in your damn face, and I leave out the room and you stand in the corner crying, you're falsely imprisoned because you aren't gonna move anywhere in fear of you getting that ass whipping. And so their argument should have been, or is likely, there's an assault that occurred in the vehicle that we have no video evidence of. Here, she's clearly trying to get out of the vehicle. He's touching her in an offensive, assertive, and a harmful manner, grabbing her, pushing her back in the car. She's trying to get out of the car, so he's trying to restrict her movement. So those would probably be the arguments that I would go for if I was prosecuting this case. Thank God I'm not. And let's point out some of the facts that would support those arguments right here. Let's rewind it back a little bit so we can get this enlarged version after he took off. All right, see, pushing her in. Look like he fucked her. Pardon my language. It looked like she jacked her head up right there. Like maybe it is just me. I don't know. I'm not my vision not the best. Y'all know DFD a little blind, but here it looked like as he was shoving her in the vehicle, he tore her head up. That's how the cops do when they arrest people. They watch your head and they hit your head on purpose on the back of the thing. But right there, looked like she caught one to the cerebral cortex. Now he's pushing her in the vehicle. Now this is a point of argument. I don't know, and y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment. Is he pushing her in the vehicle, or is he hitting her with a quick two-piece and a biscuit? We don't know, and you can't really tell from this angle. But hey, I don't think anybody will argue this. That's not an assault. If that's not an assault, come here, come over. Let me meet you and hold you in your car while you're trying to get out, mushing your head, and then hitting your head on the top of the goddamn door frame. But I don't think anybody will argue this. That would justify assault. We don't know if it was pushes or punches. Either way, it doesn't look great just from hey, from a defense standpoint. Now here, the argument that the defense is going to make is this is an assault. This is him actually trying to get away. And as you see, she's actually trying to restrain him. She's false imprisoning him. He's not false imprisoning her. He's trying to push her off so that he can get away. That's the defense argument. And I think that's a damn good argument in light of what we're about to see happen after this. So he tried to mush her in the car. She doesn't go in. Now, this right here bolsters the defense argument, in my opinion. He's trying to get away. He wasn't falsely imprisoning her. He wasn't trying to restrict her movement. He was trying to get away from her. And he proves this by taking off in his Rick James boots. Now, I tell y'all, this brother gonna take off running. He hauling ass. Man, King the Conqueror is hauling ass. But yo, in hindsight, that is actually a really, really smart approach to take. The only thing he could have did, and I don't know if he did this. The only thing he could have did that would have made it better is if he would have shot it out in the car. Stop hitting me, right? But him actually running away, having her chase him, is I think it's beautiful, and it was probably something that was smart on his part to do. Why was it smart, DFD? Because one, it shows that the reason he was pushing her in the car because he was trying to get away from her. She was actually trying to restrain him. That's the argument that I would make if I was the defense attorney on this case, and I think that's actually a stronger argument. He is running in his stilettos. She's running in her heels. He's trying to get away. The argument is going to be, and the case is going to be made that, or the case that should be made is if he was assaulting her, if he was physically abusing her, why would she be making so much of an effort to try to get him to come back, to try to restrain him, to try to hold him there? That's going to be the defense golden argument right there. Now, if I'm the prosecutor, because I want to give y'all both sides so y'all can see how this goes. If I'm the prosecutors, the only thing I'm going to say is I'm going to focus that argument on, hey, victims react different. They do have a thing called Stockholm syndrome when someone's whipping your ass or someone is abusing you, take advantage of them. You start to equate certain acts that they do with love, so you kind of could get a little clingy. So I think that's a little bit too technical. I think from a common sense standpoint, just on that first portion of this video that we saw, I gotta lean towards the defense in this aspect. I think that defense argument is a little bit stronger, in my personal opinion. All right, So he getting like a Usain Bolt. He taking off running. She's running behind him. Even though she's asserting that she's been assaulted in the car, she's taking off behind him, trying to get him to come back. Why else would she be running behind him? To stop him, to talk. She wants to interact with him. That boy flying too. Shout out to him. That was a smart move. You know, they in Manhattan, you know, it's cameras all over. This is wild right here, right? And I think this is another key fact. I'm gonna play it. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Did y'all see that? Let's run that back, okay? He's trying to get away to the point. She is so enamored with catching up to him, bringing him back, wanting to interact with him. She's the one who's forcing the interaction. He's just trying to get away to avoid any potential speculation as to anything physical being done on his behalf. So that's clearly the defense argument. She's trying so much to keep up with him. She's going to cut in front of traffic when it's actually dangerous to her livelihood. Why is that important? Because that's not the actions of someone who would be rational. If I'm chasing you, unless you like push my mother down a flight of stairs or something, or kick my baby across the street, like something like that, I'm not gonna run directly in front of a car. I might wait till that car go by, then keep going. But I think that that's consistent with what the defense should be arguing and is arguing. That's crazy as hell. She almost got hit by a damn Buick Lucerne or whatever that is. Now she's running, chasing after him. Hit the corner. It looked like all right. He got tired in his high heel boots. Look like she about to come up. She getting fatigued now. All right, Miss Jabbari walking around the corner. Now let's pause it right here because it's going to be a transition and another point I got to talk about. When we talk about what was said, we saw the video. We got to use our context clues and just look at body language and all of that stuff. The driver of the vehicle testified that he didn't see anything, but his testimony, the remainder of it, was favorable to Jonathan Majors. He essentially said, I didn't see anything, but from the sounds and the discussions that I was able to hear while I was driving, it sounded as if she assaulted him. She physically hit him. Hey, so right now, hey, the driver's testifying that from what he heard and the conversation, the nature of the noises, the proximity he was to the noises, it sounded as if she was the one who was the aggressor who did the physical assault. When we look at the video facts, hey, Jonathan Majors was trying to get away. It's pushed so far. Hey, when we look at those scales, prosecution, defense, I think it's definitely leaning towards the defense in this case, in my opinion. Now, this is important coming up when they bend this corner because there's going to be some more interaction and interaction from people who, two or three people who actually testified at a trial. And I'm going to let y'all know what they said. These folks out here, they going to a club somewhere in Manhattan later on. Miss Jabbari says she never met these people, don't know these people from, nobody, no clue who they are. This is the first time they met her. And this is something that it happens all the time. Y'all let me know. Well, I'm gonna tell y'all about it. But we can see what happens here. All right. So you're gonna see Miss Jabari enter the frame from the bottom right hand corner. Cause she winded. Oh, let's rewind it back a little bit to where all right, she coming here. So she been in that corner. She came from this side. These people came up. Now she's explaining what happened. Now, these is interesting. Okay, all these people gonna go to a club together at some point later on that night, to include Miss Jabari, which again, point for the defense. Because I don't know if I got my ass whipped, just me personally, I'm not going to go lean with it, rock with it, dance and shake my ass at the club. Now, I have seen people with crutches in the club and all sorts of stuff, but I just don't think that's something that someone normally would do. Now she's telling them what happened. And this is something we see it with kids all the time. Kids do it. I guess guys do it. I don't know. I can't speak for guys, but I know kids and women do this a lot. She was running and like, like you catch your kid doing something or your kid falls off their bike. Like my son would do this. Like when he was younger, I can remember we went to a haunted house and he was like, I want to go inside the haunted house. And I was like, okay, I go with you. And he was a little guy. He probably was like 6. And so we go in there and I'm holding his hand and there's a guy for chainsaw. So I'm like, come on, run, run. And he talk about all this jujitsu he gonna do if something happen. It's hilarious. When we come out, I could tell he's scared shitless, right? And he was fine. He was holding it together while I was there. Soon as he saw his mother, the waterworks came. Yeah, as soon as he saw someone who was going to buy into his story, the waterworks came. I was like, bro, why you was crying? You was just good 2 minutes ago. I don't care if you're 7. But that's something. And guys may do it too. I don't. Guys may do it when they, younger. I haven't seen an older guy do it. I had a lot of clients who were in situations like that, but I've seen it a lot with children. I see it a lot with women. And it's just because, hey, she got someone who's hearing her story. I guess I'm assuming time had lapsed so she can, the severity of what she asserts happened is maybe taking effect, but it's a little bit of the damsel in distress syndrome, is what some people refer to it as. Not saying that, hey, anything didn't happen. I'm just going off my impressions of what I see from this video. It's odd to go from a full blown sprint trying to chase somebody to now you're really flustered and all of this stuff. Now, 2 of the 3 people here actually testify at trial, and they said some things that are actually favorable to Mr. Majors. What was that? Well, they said that they didn't notice any noticeable bruises or anything on her face or on her person. She didn't discuss of any bruises or pains or anything at this point. So that's something that's definitely favorable to him. She like, yeah, and he cheated on me, and so we were having a discussion, and she that's my damsel in distress, Miss Jabari voice. She explaining these guys over there on their phone, like who did what? Now this is a little bit crazy. Why would he walk back across? Right? I thought that he had the game plan perfect, but she was out there flapping her gums. Like, bro, you in New York, you could have hopped in an Uber or anything. I think it was kind of foolish right here for him to walk back past just so everybody could be like, oh yeah, that's the Creed dude. But hey, it is what it is. All right. So she looking distraught. He walking back. Here she come running again on her Flojo game. All right, now we're back at the crib. Back at the crib. Remember, Jonathan Majors is the one who called 911. I'm just gonna play this part of the video and let you listen to the 911 call because he's gonna kind of explain how he got back, what happened. So what we're looking at right now is like body cam footage from the police officers once they arrived on the scene after he had made the call to 911. Hey, he already got the benefit of the doubt. Like the cops in your house and they ain't already got the guns out as a black man, and it's hey, hey, shout out to you for being lucky because it normally don't go like that. Now remember, he was the one who initiated the call to 911. Typically, hey, as a defense attorney, when I was on the defense game, I would always say, yo, first person who calls 911 is at an advantage 99% of the time. Like, hey, we got into a domestic situation. Hey, you better have 911 on speed dial because the person who calls first is probably going to be in a more favorable position. I ain't gonna say 95% of the time. Or the other 5% of the time, you end up like Jonathan Majors. You call 911 and they lock your ass up. All right, so he taking her to where she is. She purportedly passed out or something, so he called 911. Man, that's a really nice place. A lot of stairs though, bruh. I'm old. Like, man, that's a lot of stairs, man. You gotta go up all them stairs. They walking around looking for it. That place big as shit. All right. That's her right there on the floor. Look at that. All that dude's shoes look the same. Them big ass combat boots. With his pants tucked in them joints. She laid on the ground. Apparently, she went back to the place. He stayed somewhere else. He came back to the residence. She was there, passed out, and we're gonna hit a 911 call. It's about 3 minutes, maybe 4. But yo, shout out to because TMZ be having all the game. They get all the stuff first. Like, yo, TMZ stay on top of their game with stuff. Now let's go ahead and close that out. Now let's put up this real quick video so we can listen to the audio call. Then I'm gonna give y'all my take on how this thing is going to play itself out. Let's go ahead. Add this. And a shout out to the Cosmic Wonder, because this is where I snatched this audio from. I don't even think, let me see. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do it like that because the audio ain't really showing nothing.
Medical.
Hey, how are you? Is it medical?
No,
suicide, I think.
What is the location?
252 7th Avenue.
All right, so that was 252 7th Avenue, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
What apartment?
Penthouse D.
Penthouse D?
Yes.
As in David, right?
Yes,
this is in Manhattan or in Brooklyn?
This is.
Hello, sir?
Yes, ma'am. This is in
You're
Manhattan.
losing service. I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay, it's okay. It's in Manhattan.
All right. So this is Penthouse D. Just stay on the line, all right?
Okay, we'll do.
Penthouse D as in David. Don't worry about it. Speaking to me is not delaying anything. I just need some help, some information for the crew. They're already on the.
Hey, real quick. I was just laughing at the image on this. It's hilarious. It's like Mr. Jabbari on the right, and on the left is Jonathan Majors as he like, yo, with my strong sister, because during the trial, it came out that he told Mr. Jabbari he needed her to act like Michelle Obama and Coretta Scott King. What? Man, this dude, man, he kind of hilarious. All right. I thought that was just funny. I didn't look at that image before.
Way, okay?
Okay.
Let me get them going. What happened exactly? Do you know?
No, I don't know. But she's unconscious. Okay. She's naked from the bottom down. She has a sweatshirt on. She's my ex-partner.
Right.
We broke up. I came back. She sent me text messages insinuating as much.
All right. Call 911 because she's down. I think he going a little too deep in the story that they don't need to know about. But I get it. He's probably nervous, and everybody don't think like attorney DFD when a situation comes up. So he just doing what most normal folks would do. But he definitely divulged just too much information. But he shows up, she unconscious, butt naked from the pants down, sweatshirt.
I stayed in a hotel last night. I came home this morning. I banged on the door. I've been at the apartment for about 40 minutes now. I banged at the door. I couldn't get in. I finally went downstairs and asked the doorman to help us. And they let me in via the handyman.
All right.
Yeah. She's 30 years old. White, female.
All right. Does she suffer from anything prior to? Or no, she have a mental condition or history?
I would maybe say so. She has a history with.
What's her name?
Her name is Grace Caitlin Natasha Jabbari.
Grace. All right. All right. Do you know what she did or what she took, or you don't know?
No, I don't know. I just know she's unconscious.
All right. No problem, sir.
Yeah. And
I'm going to get you over to the EMS. Do not hang up, all right? They're already en route, okay?
Okay.
All right. Stay on the line. Hold on. Arrow?
639.
639. I'm 2884. The job number 1749.
Hello, caller. Hey, how are you?
Hi, this is 252 7th Avenue in Manhattan.
Yes, sir. Right over the Whole Foods.
Okay. And the patient's breathing?
Yes, sir. She is.
Okay, is she awake?
No.
This is Penthouse D as in David?
Yes, sir. Penthouse D as in David.
Okay, you're with her right now?
I've come downstairs to let the lobbyman know that you guys are on their way. So,
okay. So they're going to be there as soon as possible.
Okay.
Obviously, if you could
what should I do? What should I do?
If you could just make sure the door's open, and when you get upstairs, she didn't fall and hit her head, anything that you know of, right?
No, I think I saw a cut behind her ear.
Okay.
Yeah.
How old is she?
She's 30 years old.
Okay. So if you could just, when you get back upstairs, we just want you to keep an eye on her breathing. If she wakes up, we don't want to give her anything to eat or drink. Like I said, they're already responding.
I think they just walked in.
The ambulance crew?
Okay. I think this is the ambulance crew.
Is it the fire department?
I called them on with a good,
I think that's PD.
Yeah.
That's the police.
Hello, sir. That's the police?
I don't know what's in that. She's conscious, but she tried to. Yeah. Yeah. So we just keep that confidential. Tell us this way.
So you're speaking to the cops?
Yeah, I'm assuming this is either our guys. I mean.
Is it the police?
Girlfriend. I just came back home. Girlfriend.
Probably. Let me see if they're at the location. Sorry.
I'm leaving. I just need to phone and take a bite out. There's no note. Just knowing what happened. With this way? Yeah. I probably got into the park. The park was open.
Yeah, they are low. The sergeant is at the location.
Okay, and just to confirm again.
All right, so that's the recap of everything. That's the video footage that they put out. I told y'all the evidence that was said as it relates to what we can see in the video. And just as a side note, the suit that he wear to court is indicative of somebody who's guilty. Somebody help this dude with his suit game. Golly, it's just atrocious. But his suit game is terrible, man. He need to come holler at your boy. Like, yo, get the thing tailor fit, man. A little bit. You're supposed to have about, half a quarter inch of your t-shirt, your dress shirt should be showing. Like, I don't know. But anyway, but that's the breakdown. Now, how is this gonna play out? Because early on, when it's these DV things, I can't really make a call on them early because all it is allegations. You got to see a little bit of evidence. But now that we got a little bit of evidence, I think this is going to work out in Jonathan Major's favor, just in my personal opinion from the evidence that has been presented so far. Later on, I told you they all went to the club. The persons who she met at the corner testified that they didn't see any injuries. The cut that was over her ear that he mentioned on the call, she asserts that is happened during the course of the assault. I'm sure the defense is going to say that happened when he was trying to get away from you and you was holding on to him. That would be the beautiful, perfect argument to make. When they went to the club, the individuals testified that the only pain she complained of was a pain in her finger. She said her finger was hurting or something. Why was her finger hurting? Because she probably jammed it trying to grab a hold of that brother and keep him there so she could, I don't know, talk to him, nag him. I don't know what the hell she wanted to do, but I'm assuming that would be consistent with what we saw. Everything that was said in that video, in my opinion, I think it leads towards Jonathan Major's account of what's going on or what's occurred. Now, I think this case is going to work out favorable for him, but I would be shocked if he gets a not guilty. Okay. We have to actually see, and it just depends on who's hearing the case. I think the more likely scenario, well, let me think. Based on the evidence that we have right now, what I know, what we saw, what we listened to, it's probably actually leaning towards a not guilty. It's going to end one or two ways in a not guilty, or they just not going to have enough. It's going to be, hey, they're not going to have enough to convict. Everybody's not going to agree. But I just don't think with what we got right now that, you can prove beyond a reasonable doubt that this assault was actually committed by him. I just don't think we have enough. I think the testimony of the driver is paramount and important, even though he didn't see it. Him being in close proximity, being able to hear what was going on, being able to hear the arguments, her not having any injuries, her going to the club, her chasing them. All of those things are consistent with Jonathan Majors' version and assertion of the facts as we know it. So that's it. Y'all let me know what y'all think. It's funny because this dude is losing so much money in litigation costs and movies and roles that he may lose. Like, yo, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is in disarray. And fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to look at it, Jonathan Majors, aka Kang the Conqueror, may be the only person who can save it. Because the last few Marvel movies did not slap at all. So, it's gonna be interesting. My take has always been like, if they still let that crazy wild dude play the Flash, no matter how this play out, they should probably let Jonathan Majors keep that role, but we'll see how it goes. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment. Y'all think the evidence we went over today that we talked about, y'all think is more favorable for the defense side for Jonathan Majors, or y'all think is more favorable for the prosecution for Ms. Jabbari's side? Hey, I think right now things are tilting towards the defense side. So a not guilty verdict is probably the scenario that I think is going to happen. In the alternative, they just won't have enough. They won't be able to get all 12 jurors to actually convict. But I think he's going to get a not guilty unless some crazy video or some phone call or something where he's just acting mad reckless and just, just hurting his whole case comes out. Absent that, I think he's going to end up being fine. And I think he's going to learn a valuable lesson in how he should try to make efforts to protect himself as he moves forward. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, check out the video on the screen. There's going to be more content related to finance. And tomorrow we're going to talk about an NFL player who was finessed out of $1.9 million. I'm going to give y'all the facts. I think we know who some of the parties were involved, but I want y'all to give me a judgment after y'all get the facts, and y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all take care. Be blessed. Peace.